Today I got something a little different. I got something a little bit special. I've got a video that's taking a bit longer than I expected, so I figured I might as well fill the gap with something fun. I'm gonna make a tier list. I've got a big pile of weapons on the ground here. I've got no script. I'm doing this all improv. And I've got a shelf over there that makes a perfect tier list, so I'm gonna make a tier list of all the guns and into the radius. So this is a pretty simple task. I'm gonna randomly select one of the guns from this big pile of guns. I'm gonna shoot it around for a while, give it a good feel, and then I decide where it goes on the shelf. Top for the best, floor for the worst. And on the tier list website, which I'll be also including on here, as well as my score sheet, will be S tier for the very best, and we go A, B, C, D, and then straight to F. The S tier is fantastic, F tier sucks, basically. To start us off, let's start with knives. The glorious, simplistic knives. Survival knife, combat knife, whichever you prefer to call it. It says combat knife. It's a very simplistic tool. I never leave the radius without these things. Stabby, throwy. I don't know where that knife went. They are so easy to lose. Well, knife. It's pretty simple. I mean, as far as knives go, we only got 2 to work with, this and the Spetsnaz machete. Knives, pretty fantastic. Can't say anything good, can't say anything too bad. Never leave home with that one. B tier. Alright, now we're going to select an actual firearm. Randomly selecting... Oh, you've got to be kidding me, really? That seems like cheating. Whatever, it's already here. PM. Also called the Makarov, or starter pistol. Pretty basic. It's literally the most basic of pistols. Iron sights are decent. Magazine size has always been my biggest concern. Just because it only holds, like, what is it, 8 shots? It's 8 shots. It's a very, very small magazine. In combat situations, that's always been the death of me, running out of ammo. And there he goes, out of ammo. It's a starter pistol. It's always going to be the low baller. You can't really say anything too great about this thing because it is just so basic. I don't feel like I should give it the lowest score just because it's a very dependable gun. It's just hard to hit things at a distance, which makes sense because of that really short barrel. It is a tiny, tiny gun. Overall, good pistol. Major downside, magazine size. Not too accurate at range, but it works. I'm gonna take it to the kill house. Go. There we go, empty. So, it's just meh. That's honestly the best thing I can say about this gun. It's meh. It's not terrible, because as a starter gun, this is a good starter gun, but upgrade beyond it as soon as you can. Meh. It's a meh gun. I'm not going to give it F tier, but this is a D tier gun, because it's just meh. I might move it around later. Alright, next gun. Oh, okay. The long version of the IZH-27. So this is a gun you can get really early in the game. It's honestly pretty good. As far as stats go, this is a very accurate shotgun. And one gripe that a lot of people have is it doesn't really have iron sights, but this type of shotgun doesn't require them. It's simply a point and shoot gun. It's meant to be a hunting shotgun for civilians. But if you take a look, it has this sort of rail at the top that kind of rides along the entire top of the barrel. You're supposed to line that up with your eye, and that's meant to be your sight. Overall, it's nothing to shake your head at. It's a decent shotgun, but I wouldn't want to take it in anywhere serious, like past Bolotki. For Mauve and Bolotki, sure, absolutely, this thing would do fine. But for a beginner starting shotgun, just to really get you going, it'll do the job. Let's see how it does in the kill house. And this is where I find the biggest flaw of this gun comes into play. It is a shotgun that fires 2 shots. Long reload time, very quick shooting time. There we go. Okay. Well, that took the longest time out of, well, these 2 guns. Alright, IZH. I'm placing you in D tier. It's just not that great. Oh boy. Deagle's next. The pistol that can barely fit in your hand has a mag capacity of whopping 9. This thing is a whopping 2 kilograms by itself. It is really, really heavy. And it packs a wallop. Another gripe I have about this gun is that it's just not accurate. In close range, it's fantastic. But as soon as I hit the range, it's a little bit on the inaccurate side. Ah, come on. 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 There we go. Wow. Took an entire mag just to hit that. But one thing I will point out is that it is very, very versatile when it comes to its attachments. It's got itself a rail S and a rail B attachment already installed. And it has a very nice muzzle brake. So I can put on crazy attachments like this. Just in case you want to do that. Because why the heck not? Yeah, just in case you want to be an absolute maniac, you can indeed put a scope, a sniper scope on this thing. Oy vey. Honestly, if you have a sniper rifle and you want yourself a decent pistol that can take out enemies with 1 hit, this is probably your best option as a sidearm. If you don't care about everyone knowing where you are, let's do a kill house run. The biggest drawback of that run was the magazine size and the inaccuracy of this weapon. It's good, but it's such a powerful gun that it has incredible recoil, despite how heavy it is. Good gun if you like it. I would bring something else, though. The Deagle can do... just because it packs a good punch, I'll put it in C tier. Alright, next gun is... the short PPSH. It's a decent submachine gun, and it's one you can get early on in the game. It uses this very unique open bolt system, and it's very light. It's a very light option for your buck. Comes in semi-automatic or full auto. So while the bolt is shut, it doesn't shoot. As soon as you open the bolt, there you go. The part that I really don't like is it's ugly. It's an ugly, ugly duckling. Very high capacity of ammo. What's a full one here? 35 rounds per magazine. That is a lot. And I think that's actually one of the highest capacity magazines in the game. Field house time. So far, that's the shortest run I've had yet. Lots of misses though. That's because I was using full auto and just going ham. This is a really good gun. It's just the cosmetics. I can't get past how ugly this thing is. So I gotta give it a B tier. Low B tier. Next gun in the pile is... ooh, SKS. This is an excellent early game weapon that is fairly cheap, very useful in many different situations. And the magazines, they're kind of small. 10 shots, not a lot. As an early game marksman rifle, you're not going to get a better gun. In fact, I've used this thing all the way into Kol Hazaria. It's very accurate. When you put a scope on this guy, you basically got yourself a mini lightweight marksman rifle. I'm eating my words here. Downside is, of course, the magazine of 10 shots, but if you get yourself a magazine for an AKM, the AKM long magazine, they fit. They do go in the SKS. It's a very good gun. This is a personal favorite of mine. I have a bias for it because I love the SKS in almost every place I use it. And it's just fun. And it's a good looking gun too. I think it's a good looking gun. The downside of it is because it uses a smaller type of AK ammunition, it doesn't always pack the best punch, but the penetration of this ammunition is phenomenal. It can take on, especially with the AP rounds, it can take on armored entities pretty darn well. Is it the best? No. Even I have to admit, it's not the best. It's not the best, but it's just darn good. You will find better guns out there. You will find better sniper rifles, better assault rifles, just better guns all around, but this thing will carry you most of the way if you treat it right. Definitely upgrade to those longer magazines and get yourself a scope. Definitely a B tier for me. Next gun is... ooh, the DVL-10. Chronologically, the newest gun in the game. This was developed in 2014, not mistaken. Or maybe 2010. This is a late game weapon, as if you can only get it when you reach level, or security level 5. It's honestly fantastic. Built-in suppressor, bolt action, collapsible. There we go. And when you use it, you just feel good. The only downside, it forces you to use a scope because it's got no iron sights. Yeah, without a scope, this thing's next to useless. If you want to use this thing effectively, you need to attach some stuff on it. Luckily, it does come with the rails necessary for good sights. Put a laser on this thing and it's pretty darn effective. Not to mention, that built-in suppressor is surprisingly useful. You don't have to pay to repair it, you can fix it yourself, unlike other suppressors. And when you put a laser sight on this thing, it's really, really effective. Yeah, as far as late game sniper rifles go, this is a fantastic rifle. This is fan-flippin-tastic. But it is really, really expensive. The ammunition is expensive, and you need to have attachments for it. If you buy this gun, you need to have money. Wow. That box is surprisingly effective cover. That was a really slow time. This gun is not suited for close combat situations just because of the bolt action. So if you're planning to use this gun, carry a pistol with you. Long range, I can tell you firsthand, long range this thing is unbelievably useful. But as soon as the hostiles get a little bit close, then you want to have a good pistol on you. If you can afford it, I would say you need to try this gun out in the field. But it is really expensive, so I'm gonna put it in the B tier just because the expense alone can be a lot. Alright, next. Oh, PPSH long. Out of the two PPSHs, I actually prefer this guy. It is slightly heavier. Long PPSH and the short PPS, I think it looks better. It handles better. Same thing as before. All the mechanics are the same as the PPSH short. Full auto, semi-auto, open bolt situation. And it's just good to use. Downside is you can't find it out in the radius. You do have to purchase this for yourself. But for an early game weapon that you have to purchase, it's worth it, in my opinion. Also, something I didn't mention with the short PPSH, but you can find drum mags for these things. It holds up to 71, 72. They have a lot of ammo. It's the closest thing we have to an LMG, light machine gun. There we go, first time having to reload that. 36 seconds, that's pretty good. That's really good, actually. If you don't want to buy it and just want to stick with the short, I don't blame you. They're both good. So I would put this also in B tier, right next to its little brother, the PPSH short, but I would still put it above the PPSH short. Next thing we got, yeah. Ooh. Ah, the automatic Glock, the G18C. Yeah, this thing's fun. You can find these in the radius. They are available in areas like Polhads and the castle, I believe. It's got full auto and semi-automatic functions, so you can burn through a lot of ammo very fast. It uses the same magazine as the G17. It's basically the same gun, but this one shoots auto. And because it's got automatic functions, when you shoot automatic, the automatic makes it much more recoily. Recoily? Is that a word? It does have the attachment slot, so you can put a laser or a flashlight on, making it very accurate when you want to just take single shots. It's a good gun. I like this gun, actually. I like it more than I like the G17. This is a very good pistol to use if you're using something like a bolt-action sniper rifle or a shotgun with low ammo capacity, or any other type of gun that requires a lot of reloading. This is an excellent backup weapon. Pretty good time, pretty good score. I honestly would prefer this one over the G17, but it's a very expensive pistol. If you can't find one out in the wild, I wouldn't cry about it, but it is a good pistol all around. And for that, I'm actually going to put it in A tier, our first A tier gun. Next is... oh, okay. The GSH-18. This is honestly one of my favorite pistols. Yeah, I'll admit, it's basically an upgraded PM, but it has 18 rounds in its magazine. It's a very high capacity pistol. You can find them all over the place in the wild. They're easy to get your hands on. Ammunition is cheap. They pack a punch if you upgrade them a little bit, and they're accurate. I love the sights on it. The glow sights are so easy to use, and it carries enough ammunition in it that it'll carry you through most firefights. If you have to pick a pistol for almost anywhere, really, this would be the one I would use. This is that good of a pistol. Downside, of course, is that it uses the same ammunition as the PM, and it's not always the strongest. So I would not carry this thing into factory or Kolhas without armor-piercing rounds or plus P ammo. while it is a good gun and a good looking gun, it doesn't always pack the biggest punch. Lightweight, cheap on ammo, you can find them anywhere. I honestly can't go wrong with this thing. A couple upgrades make this thing even better, but you almost don't need them. Yep, that's a really good score. I highly recommend you use this pistol. If you have a choice between this or the PM, or you need a good early game pistol, look no further than this guy. This is easily a high A tier. I would actually put this over the Glock because it's that easy to get your hands on and it's just that dependable. Next is, ooh, Spaz. So this is a gun you can't get in any crates. You have to purchase this yourself. While it is a little on the expensive side and a little on the loud side, it carries the largest tube for shotgun ammo in the entire game, holding a whopping 8 shells. It is heavy compared to other shotguns, but the heaviness does affect your recoil as well. Not a lot of recoil, even though it's missing a stock, so you have to shoot it freehand. This is a shotgun that's best used in close combat situations where you have to clear out buildings room by room and you don't know what mimic is hiding behind the door. This is one of those weapons that'll surprise you when you use it, just how useful this thing can be. It is a very good late game shotgun. I would say once you have one of these, you'll never go back to another shotgun. But is it S tier worthy? That is the question. Well, downside is... I can't think of a downside. It's loud. Like, all shotguns are loud. It is a very loud shotgun. But besides that, aren't all shotguns loud? Nah, they're all the same. This guy's loud. Yeah, there's the downside right there. Because it's still a tube-fed shotgun, you go through... Oh, you have to spend a lot of time reloading this thing. Yeah, there's the downside. Is that you'll spend more time reloading this thing than you will actually shooting it. Wait, that makes some sense. Fantastic shotgun. I love this thing, but because it's still tube fed, you will spend a lot of time reloading this gun. So for that, I have to give it a low A tier, maybe high B tier. Nah, this is a good shotgun, so I'll give it the low A tier, very low A tier. All right, next gun is G17. G17, the classic Glock, the square boy that gets you through anything. Very dependable, very reliable. Not as reliable as other pistols in the game, but overall it's very straightforward, very easy to use. The sights, I think they're okay. Sights are easy to use if you have a bad headset like me. There you go. Flashlight. I do like the fact that it comes pre-built with the rail on it, so you can put flashlights, laser sights on it. Put a suppressor on this thing, and boom, you got yourself a darn good pistol. It does jam occasionally. You will find it jamming a little bit more frequently than other pistols will. Not a bad score. I will accept that score. Honestly, this is a gun that will get you through the entire game. Find them early on, use them through the entire game. It won't go wrong with you. B tier. It's a mid B tier. Alright, next is the... Oh, okay. IZH-81 pump action shotgun. I don't like it. I'm gonna be straightforward with you guys. I do not appreciate this gun. Yeah, I said it. I know this is a beloved shotgun, but it has gotten me killed so many times. There's a stash for it in the factory, which I've grabbed and I've used multiple times. The pump action feature on this thing has thrown me off because it has a pump action and a safety that you can't actually see if the safety is engaged or not. That dot, which I'm not pointing at, is supposed to be your safety, but as you can see and hear, I'm pushing the safety button on my controller, but I can't see what the safety is at. Now I'm pulling the trigger, nothing's happening. Is it not because it's pumped? No, I pumped it. And now I fired. Sometimes I'll accidentally hit the safety switch and I didn't realize it, so I shoot. Nothing's happening. Take it off safety. Oh, I didn't shoot. Oh, is it empty? No, it just didn't pump it. That little combo of unable to see the safety and having to pump things has gotten me into a lot of trouble multiple times. It's a pretty small tube, 5 shots, so it's average for the common shotgun that us civilians use. If you have a choice to use this thing, or if you can afford one, the Spaz 12, I would go with the Spaz 12. It's probably just a skill issue. I will admit to that. I won't deny that. I'm not always the best with this gun. Alright, I almost don't want to take this thing through the kill house, but for science, I will. Let's see how much it screws me up. It's almost a workout for your arm. Dang it, not again. That time I just straight up missed. Did it again. It doesn't jam, it just... I don't always get to pump it all the way through. Okay. Yeah, that was terrible. That's a long, almost 3 minutes to get through that. Yeah, no. Low D tier for me.
This is where we're going to stop the video for now. If we let this thing play through to the very end, we'd be here for over an hour and a half. We've made a pretty good dent in the pile of guns, and I'm really happy with some of the guns we've had so far, but my favorite guns are still yet to come. So stand by for the next video to come out very soon.